everyone, it's Meg, and today I'm going to be doing another sit down writing vlog where I talk about my novel. I did originally film a video for this video. Wow, that doesn't make sense at all. But I did originally film a clip for this video because I intended it to be like part like sit down vlog and part like vlogging vlog, like of me actually doing some vlogging. But I filmed that like a couple of months ago, maybe back in November, and stuff has changed since then, let's just say that. So I decided to just scrap that bit and I'm going to totally refilm this video where it's just going to be a sit down video where I talk to you guys about my novel idea, which is very exciting and something that I haven't talked about too much on my channel, but something that I definitely want to include more of in terms of like my content and stuff throughout the year. So that is what we're going to be talking about today. And before this video starts off, I just want to say, if you are wondering why I look the same as in my recent reads video, that's because I did my makeup whilst I was watching my recent reads video. So if you want to go and check that video out, I'll leave it in the description, and I thought I might as well just, film another video whilst I have makeup on, since I don't tend to film sit down videos that often these days when I do wear makeup. And also, if you can hear people talking, obviously you might be able to hear them because the walls in my house are very thin, so I'm sorry about that. And also if the lighting changes, because it has been very temperamental lighting today, which has not been fun, so I'm sorry if like it keeps going really light and dark. Yeah, I can't help that unfortunately when it comes to doing with natural light. But I've got a very brief, I'm going to try and stick to like a little schedule that I've got on here for kind of what I want to talk about, so then I don't ramble on for too long. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learn a bit more about my novel, and without further ado, let's get into the video. So my novel is something that I've talked about a little bit in some of my vlogs. Obviously, if you guys are a regular watcher on my channel, you know that I have done some writing vlogs and I have talked about my novel idea a little bit in those videos. And basically, this is where I'm going to tell you guys. I don't really know how much I'm going to tell you at the moment at any rate, because I'm still in like very, very early stages of writing this. But I will start off with the basics. So genre, this book at the moment is going to be a contemporary novel, and it is going to be like new adult. Our main character is going to be in her early 20s in this novel, and I debated whether I was going to do for like really old side of YA or if I was going to go into adult, but I feel like it's definitely that middle ground. Like I feel like your early teens is kind of like the middle ground between like young adult and adult. So I think I'm going to go for new adult on this. So it's going to be a new adult contemporary, and it is going to be written in verse. And that should be no surprise, because if you guys know, you know that I love poetry, you know that I write a lot of poetry. So a novel in verse just had to come, and I feel like it's a style of writing that I feel like will fit the topics and kind of the story of my novel in general, because I feel like my story is very much character driven, so I feel like it will be able to convey the emotions that my main character is feeling and kind of the story that she's going through in general. Now let's talk about the plot for this book. I'm not going to tell you guys too much because honestly I don't know the full plot myself, but I know like the brief, like very big picture of this book. And this book is basically going to be about our main character, and it's going to start on her graduation day when she is graduated from university. And I'd like her to, my main character, I'm not going to tell you names yet, even though I have got my names. We'll see if I'll tell you some names later. But my main character at the start of the book is graduating from university in a creative degree. I don't know what creative degree yet. At the moment I'm in between writing and photography. Kind of tends to go photography because I feel like that's not quite as common as writing, but we'll see. I haven't made my mind up yet. But it's basically about her journey after graduation, kind of navigating life and trying to find her place in the world, find a career that she is happy with, that she wants to kind of grow, and kind of a lot of self-growth in general. It's very much about her dealing with herself through this big change, and this is going to be a novel that is very similar to my own experiences, which is why I want to write it, as post-grad life is something that I don't read about a lot in books. All the books that I've read, all the books that I've seen, it's not something that I've really seen a lot talk about. I've seen like obviously in American YA where it's like they go from 18 and going off to university and stuff, but I've never really read a book, maybe one book, about how the transition from like university into adult world, into the world of jobs and careers and all that sort of thing. And it's a very like topic that I feel like isn't really discussed much in literature and fiction and stuff. Like, it could just be me and the books that I read, but personally I feel like there is definitely a market for this book, and I intend to tell this story because I feel like as long as I do a good job of it, hopefully it will help some people and feel not alone, because when I graduated university it was a very lonely time for me, a very not the best time, let's just say that, and I'm still not totally out of that phase yet, but this is a story that I need to tell, and I feel like a lot of people will be able to relate to it. So that is why I want to write it. Topics that this novel discusses. Obviously the main topic, like I said, is the topic of like post-grad life and the realities of it, because it isn't all you get a nice shiny lovely job when after you graduate. It's not like that for a lot of people, unfortunately. It wasn't like that for me. So post-grad life, and also one of the other topics that I really want to discuss, or I'm going to discuss, is mental health. Specifically, I'm going to talk about post-grad depression, because this is something that I have personally experienced and obviously ties in with like postgraduate life, kind of the plot that I'm going for. It's also going to talk about anxiety and also seasonal affective disorder or seasonal depression, because again they are things that I've all experienced myself, and mental health is something that's very important and I'm very passionate about, so I obviously have to write about it in this novel. And there's lots of other like little bits that I want to talk about as well. I want to talk about friendships and platonic relationships, platonic love in general. This book is not going to have any romance in it. I don't plan for there to be any romance in it. Either it's going to be solely on like platonic love and relationships and friendships and family dynamics and all that sort of thing, because it's something that I feel like is a little bit more important for me to write about, and I do like romance, but I don't feel like I want to have it in this novel personally. So yeah, that's something that I definitely want to talk about, and kind of having like a really positive portrayal of like friendships and kind of like sibling relationships and all that sort of thing. So that is kind of like the topics that I want to discuss. There will be probably a few more, obviously, as I like start writing this book a bit more and developing the plot and stuff, but those are kind of the main topics that I want to talk about in this novel for the time being. So in terms of where I'm up to with this novel, I have been thinking about it for ages, and then kind of spring last year I kind of got a flood of ideas. It's like the heavens had opened and I got so many ideas for it, and I'm at the stage now where I am going to go for it with this novel. My goal for 2021 is to have a first draft done for this novel. It may not happen, it depends on like how the writing process goes and how my planning progress goes, but I would like to have a first draft done of this novel by the end of the year. And it was something that I was going to hold back on a bit, my novel, but if you guys have been watching some of my vlogs, you will know that I applied for my masters and unfortunately I didn't get accepted, so it just gave me the push to be like, I'm just going to do it, I'm just going to write this novel, I'm going to go for it and just see what happens. So that is kind of where I'm up to. I have made like a basic plan for my novel, and I need to be a little bit more organised with my notes because it's very chaotic at the moment. But I did start writing my novel this week from when I filmed this video. I wrote the first poem, and I think I'm going to kind of write out of order. I don't think I'm going to write in order because I have certain scenes in my mind at the moment that I'm like, yes, I know I'm going to write that, and then I don't really know where the little bits in the middle are yet, so I'm going to just write what these scenes and ideas that I have at the moment, and then obviously I can kind of piece them all together, because I feel like novel written in verse is kind of a bit like a puzzle. You have all these poems and they have to stand on their own, but at the same time they have to fit together to tell a story. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm probably going to kind of write out of order, just because I feel like I'm going to write when like I know I'm going to write the parts that I know, and then I'll fill the bits in between as I go along. And also I think I decided, I did start trying to I was like, okay, I'm going to spend the first month planning and then we'll see how we go, but I think I'm going to go in between planning and also kind of just pantsing, I believe is what you call it, like flying off the seat of your pants when you're writing. I'm going to do a bit of pantsing and a bit of planning kind of in between, just as I need to go, because I've not fully realised my characters yet. But I feel like obviously as I start to write the story I will get to know them a little bit more and all that sort of thing, and also fill in plot holes and all that sort of thing. So that is kind of where I'm up to with like my writing stage at the moment. I'm like very much in the early stages, but hopefully obviously over the coming months I will be able to write the story more and have a better idea of the plan and where I'm going with it. And then before I kind of get into how I want to kind of talk to you guys about this novel more and kind of record my journey with it in my booktube channel, I want to kind of talk a little bit about my characters. I probably should have done this in the plot. I'm not going to tell you guys all the names of my characters yet, because some of them might change. I'm kind of tempted to, I don't know yet. I think I am pretty happy with my names though, because I really adore my names. I wanted characters that had really unique and charming names, and I feel like that's something that I'm up for. So I know this is a bit chaotic, I know I'm talking about this when I should be talking about it in the plot, but I will tell you the name of my main character, and at the moment she's called Eliza, and she's going to be 21 years old, and she is going to live in a northern village in the north of England. And I feel like having this book set in the north is something that I definitely wanted off the bat, because I am northern, in case you didn't know. I know some people probably won't believe that from my accent, but I am northern. I live in the northwest of England in a teeny tiny village, and I just wanted to fill this book with like northern culture and northern landscapes, and just embrace everything about the north of England, because it may be very wet and dreary here, but I'm very proud to be northern. So that's something that I kind of definitely wanted in this, and also to have it in a village, because I think this village is going to be fictional. I'm not going to do a real village. I'm going to kind of base it off maybe some of the local areas that I am surrounded by, but it's going to be a fictional village, and then it is going to go off from there. So that's kind of something that I definitely wanted, and I'm very excited for you guys to eventually meet Eliza. And then Eliza has 2 older siblings, and I will tell you the names of them because I love their names so much. So Eliza is the youngest. She's 21 at the start of this book, and then Eliza has 2 older siblings. Like I said, she has a brother called Jem who is 25, and she has an older sister Lou who is 28. And obviously Eliza has just graduated from uni from here, and Jem is great. I'm very excited for you to meet him especially. He's 25, he lives in Manchester, because I wanted to include Manchester in this, and Jem's occupation is, he is a part-time barista. I think I was going in between like supermarket or barista, but I think I'm going to do him as a barista. And he works in a cafe, and he is also a part-time drag queen, which I'm so excited about. I'm so excited to have a character that does drag in my novel. Like, I'm so excited about Jem, he's great. And then Lou, who is Eliza's older sister, she lives in London, and she, at the moment, I have decided that she's going to be a seamstress, so she's going to be like a costume designer for like theatre and all that sort of thing, so that is very exciting as well. And I'm not going to tell you guys any more than that for the time being. Like, obviously things are subject to change, because like half the time I want to tell you everything about this novel, but at the same time I don't want to tell you everything, because like I want some of it to be a surprise, like if it ever gets out into the world obviously. But yeah, so that's kind of a little bit of my characters, which I just love my characters so much. I'm so excited to kind of get to know them more and stuff, because they are great, and definitely cannot wait to write and create them a little bit more. So I guess the last thing that I want to talk about in this video is kind of my plans of how I want to share this journey, because to a certain extent, like I said before, I want to be a little bit secretive. I don't want to tell you guys too much about this, because there's still a lot that I'm learning about when it comes to this novel, so I don't want to tell you something and then suddenly change my mind about it. However, at the same time I do want to tell you everything, like I said before. So I think for the time being I'm going to be doing vlogs, maybe once a month, every couple of months, like we'll see, like a writing vlog, whether it's a sit down one like this and I tell you my like progress, or it's like a vlog style, you know, a vlog style one where I kind of take you around for like a week or 2 weeks, and just talk about my writing updates as I go along. It's something that I definitely want to incorporate more, like writing and all that sort of thing in my channel. So it's something I want to incorporate more into my content, as it's something I'm very passionate about, and I just want to go for it this year with my writing, with my poetry, with my novel writing. I just want to go for it and just see what happens, because I have nothing to lose, and I feel like this is a story that could definitely has a place in the world, and I feel like a lot of people will be able to relate to. And hopefully one day, maybe in the next few years or so, you guys might be able to read it. Like, we don't know, we shall see. Very early stages, like I said, but I'm so excited about this novel. I'm so excited to take you guys on my journey with me and just document my progress. And yeah, it's going to be so much fun, very daunting but very exciting, and I just can't wait to take you guys on this journey with me. It is going to be so much fun. So that is it for this video, a little bit more chaotic than I was planning on it being, but I write something down and then I obviously go off on a tangent like I do. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hoped you enjoyed kind of learning more about my novel and kind of my plans for it and what it's about. And yeah, I'm very excited, like I said, to take you guys on this journey with me. I think it's just going to be so much fun, and now that I have the realisation that I'm actually going to write it, it is actually quite daunting and I'm rather scared. But I think it's going to be amazing, and it's a story that I need to tell, and yeah, I can't wait to take you guys on this journey. And if you have any questions on my novel or any requests on like topics you want me to discuss or content or anything in terms of like this, like when it comes to writing my novel and doing my vlogs and stuff, please leave them in the comments down below, because I would love to know, and I'd love for you guys to get to know my main characters a bit more. And I'm just so excited to take you on this journey. It's going to be so much fun, daunting, a roller coaster, but hopefully it'll be worth it in the end. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be a year filled with writing and hopefully getting some success from it. We shall see. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video about learning a little bit more about my novel, and obviously stay tuned, stay subscribed if you want to find out more about my novel in future writing videos. If you like this video, then please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you would like to see more bookish videos from me, then make sure you hit the subscribe button and little bell icon so you'll be noted every time I post a new video. As always, I will leave links to my social media along with the links to my Goodreads in the description down below for you guys. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you so much, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!